Welcome back to the Rhino Show. I'm Austin. As always, I'm joined by Tal
Hey y'all.
and the man himself, Kwan.
Hello.
I'm just
Well,
saying he got a much better introduction than I did.
Yeah, I'm better. That's why. Moving
no,
on.
No.
Awkward.
I,
I'm kidding.
I
I'm
was
kidding.
I was just expecting an interruption, so
Mm.
I was just
No,
waiting.
it's fine. We'll talk about it after the show.
Damn it! Oh
Ooh,
man,
you
I
in
got
trouble?
myself in trouble. Okay, let's get started here. The World Economic Forum. So these people are all freaks. They're all crazy. Global warming is going to kill us. They want you to eat bugs. So, Kwan, what are your thoughts on eating bugs?
My thoughts on eating bugs are me personally, it's just not my cup of tea because I personally don't like crap in my tea. That's just me personally. But no, if you like eating bugs, that's your own thing. It's your own bag. I think it's overhyped though. I think the eating bug thing is way overhyped. Like, oh, if you eat this amount of bugs, that's the amount of protein as a cow. I'm like, yeah, I'd eat 25,000 bugs or versus one steak. Easy choice to me. The one steak.
Bugs. What?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Sorry. No, so okay.
yeah, yeah.
Hakuna Matata?
Mix up.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Pumbaa? I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah. So, Tal, you like tea and you like bugs. So, what are your thoughts on this?
I think that it's underhyped, and I think, get your protein. Definitely that extra like crunch that comes with the bugs. It's nice.
That sounds so good, honestly. I
Yeah,
think I'll have to try it for myself to see what I'm
yeah.
missing out on.
I'm all for it.
Exactly. I personally suggest some raw tarantula. Those little
Yeah.
hairs down your throat just really just tickle you down. It was real nice.
So what you're saying is if you got a sore throat, eat a tarantula.
Exactly. A scratch your throat for you.
Oh, there we go.
Man, if only someone had a sore throat right now, we could test this out.
If
Anyways,
only someone had a tarantula right now, we could test this out.
I'm sure we could find one somewhere. Yeah, these people are freaks. They're crazy, but they're also hypocrites because they got to Davos and they all took their private jets. So these people that are crying about climate change, saying we were going to die like I don't know 20 years ago due to climate
Mm-hmm.
change, they all got on their private jets and went there and said we need to drive electric cars. Seems a bit hypocritical, don't you guys think?
Oh no, listen, us peasants, we should be out here doing peasant things. Okay, we shouldn't worry about the elites and their private jets. Okay, because we are peasants, of course. We need to do whatever our overlords tell us to do, and be quiet because again, we are peasants. So how dare you, Austin, criticize our oligarchs? How dare you spit at their mantle? Okay, you know how hard it is to be wealthy and rich in politics. You wouldn't understand.
Not hard when you're white.
That's
That's
true.
all white privilege. I mean, look at
That's
all
why.
these look at all these elites. Klaus Schwab. I mean, George Soros. Hell, you could throw in. Well, I mean, let's just look for a second at these people's ages. They're all late 80s, early 90s. I mean, you got Schwab, you got Soros, then you got the sick individuals in our country like Joe Biden. And it hurts me to say this because she is a smoke show. Nancy Pelosi.
Oh
She
boy.
is up there. Look at the age of these people, and you could see what's wrong. These people are leading us, and they're crying about climate change, but none of them are going to be alive to see anything close to it.
My
Anything.
thing, yeah, my thing about it is when someone says that they want to save the world from some impending apocalypse, I immediately understand that what they actually want is to control everyone's lives and have all the power. When someone says I want to fight climate change, they're saying that I want people to do what I tell them when I tell them, so I can stay in a position of power. It's
Yeah.
it always comes down to that. It's never like, oh, we should do this, that. It's never about actually thinking it through and actually thinking about what are some good alternatives to coal, like nuclear energy. No one talks about that. Everyone
Yeah.
wants to do all these nonsensical things like make more lithium mines to make these electric cars that don't work. Um, these idiots, and so like it's clearly just them wanting to control people, and it's not anything about saving the world.
Yeah, it never is. But one famous clip from there was the very famous Al Gore, who makes an appearance once a year to
Agor.
say something stupid. I mean, what do he say with these fire bombs and and the whole world's gonna end? And he does the same speech every year, and it's the only time anyone ever hears about him. Like, I wish he'd just go away. Like, why does he still show his face?
I wish I could have made as much money as Al Gore has made being wrong. I wish. I wish. I love how he's like global warming, global warming, global warming. And everybody's like, okay, everybody, we're gonna change it to climate change. Okay, everybody, just be quiet about it. It's no longer global warming. That was obviously wrong. Florida is still not underwater. So climate change, guys. New verbiage.
Yeah. That guy is he's comedy. I don't know if he's trying to be satire or what, but I mean, when you show your face once a year and you say the same thing every year, it just get the hint and go away. Nobody likes you. Literally nobody.
Yeah. I don't listen. I personally, as a Christian, I do believe in the world. Okay, the world is gonna end. FYI, anybody out there, read the Bible, read Revelations. The world's gonna end. Sorry about you. Very, very, very inconvenient. Some might say a inconvenient truth. But no one knows the day, the time, or the hour. So live your life. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah. You ask them, they know.
Life, yeah. Apparently, these guys know for 100% certainty, 100% fact that we're gonna end in 10 years. I mean, 20 years. I mean, 30 years. I mean, 100 years. I mean, tomorrow. I mean, do what I tell you.
They should start trying to get right with God then.
Exactly. Like, if we're ending tomorrow, guys, come on. We need to start, loving our families more. Come on, guys. Kiss your kids.
Got a lot of work to do before you worry about
Joe Biden, I don't mean kiss other people's kids. Joe Biden, stop kissing other folks' kids. But otherwise, everybody else, kiss your kids.
He was just kissing his granddaughter over the weekend. I don't know if you guys saw that clip. That was something. But I'm not trying to get on that whole subject because we could be here forever about him acting like a sicko. But back to the World Economic Forum. They're basically trying to make this a one world government. I mean, we can all see this happening. They literally get all the elites there and they try to tell you what's going to happen. You saw what they did either last year or the year before with the vaccine. Everybody's got to take it because it's population control. They're going to get you to die. I mean, they're doing a good job with it. People are falling left and right from this vaccine, and they're pushing it on everybody. Now, this year, they sit there and talk about the cyber attack that's going to happen within the next 2 years. How do you old men even know how to work anything on the internet or how anything works? Like, please tell me, do you even know what a cyber attack is? And how do you know one's going to happen in 2 years?
So this is their little breadcrumb scenario was like, oh, there could be it's like when Obama said there could be like some kind of virus attack here in a couple of years. Boom, COVID.
Yeah,
they were saying, hey guys, we are very much so going to let somebody attack and get through security of everybody's computers. It's going to happen, and we are going to use the opportunity to see more power.
Yeah, they just tell you.
So it's a nice warning for them to tell us, like, hey guys, 2 years or so, we're going to hack our computers, and everybody's going to have to be locked in their homes again. A little heads up for you.
Yeah. Well, the best part is, just about 10 minutes earlier, they're saying, yo, get your electric cars. But hey, there's going to be a cyber attack. So you can't drive those cars. You'll have no power, and you're all going to sit in your homes and freeze to death because it'll probably happen in the winter because we want more people to die. But hey, we're just saying there's going to be a cyber attack. It's just their plan.
Yeah.
Don't have your gas stove either. They're assault stoves.
Can't
have those. Gotta have electric because then they can shut them down.
Exactly.
Crazy people. And I mean, one person I want to look into a lot more is because I don't know enough is Klaus Schwab. I want to look into that guy because that guy is pure evil. And we're going to have conversations about him in the future because he's one guy. I mean, you could just look at him. You could see evil.
Yeah.
He's like the definition of evil if you look at him. I don't know what it is, but there's something wrong about him. You know what else is wrong? Greta Thunberg. She's evil.
Yeah. She is aged very poorly. When she was a younger child, she was very whimsical. Very, very like, oh, how dare you?
I hate that.
Very, very funny.
I hate that people still even view her as a child still because she's
like,
older than I am. She's 20 years old.
She's 20 years old.
She's 20 years old, and everyone who was commenting on this fake arrest, nonsense, BS, whatever, they were like, "Oh, she's just a child. Leave her alone." You know what this is about me?
She's funny. Yeah. Talia. She has a mental disorder, obviously. Okay, how dare you?
She's been an adult for years, guys.
She allegedly has anxiety and other issues. How dare you?
She's just annoying. She
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And she's not even good anymore. She's a kid. she had some like she kind of had some leeway. She was kind of towing that line, but now she's an adult. She's just terrible. She's so bad at politics, and it's so obvious.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And like
on behalf of the Rhino Show, I will pay for her plane ticket to China to protest. 100%. I will pay for that. Not round trip because you're not coming back most likely, but I will pay for your one-way trip to China to protest.
Carry on only.
Then we'll see how tough you are. If you want to protest, go protest in China. Otherwise, shut up, please. Just save everybody. We don't want to see you. You're annoying. Just shut up. Go away. You're meaningless. Like you literally go protest and it's staged arrest just so you can get clicks on the internet. Like how much of a lowlife do you got to be to do that? Let's get real here.
Even after us all seeing that video and stuff, she still was tweeting the next, I don't know if it was the next day or whatever, saying that she was detained and then let go or whatever, saying that she was like protesting. And she was one of the first people that they took. So that's why she was like standing with them for like a little bit before she was taken. And I was like,
yeah, awesome. Okay. Play the clip. But yeah, she's there. Everything photos together. Like, she's like taking selfies with the cops. They're all like laughing, joking together, hanging out, and like preparing to get arrested. She goes, okay, this wrist and this wrist, like, not too hard though, and they're practicing and getting ready. I'm like, wow, guys, way to televise your lie. That's fantastic. I love it. They're so bad.
Yeah, I saw this meme and it was like a side by side of like her arrest and like someone else getting arrested there too, and it was like not every arrest is the same, and one person being like dragged, she got like mud all over her and stuff, and then there's like Greta being held like a child.
Carry me away. I don't want to walk.
Right.
It's mind blowing because Greta, you're being used as a pawn. First of all, they've been saying the world's going to end for longer than you've been alive. And you just go along mindlessly following whatever they say. Like, are you even smart enough to comprehend like what you're fighting? Like, do you understand anything about climate change? Do you look at any of the numbers or anything, or you just go out for like a photo shoot?
You know what she does understand? She understands those dollar bills, y'all, those checks.
Yeah.
Because you know what? She's smart though. Because she's smart. Guess what? She will protest that coal mine, whatever what was, but she won't protest OPEC. Huh? Funny. She will protest America, whatever, but she won't protest Russia. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. She will talk about America's pipelines, but she won't talk about China. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah. Hey, she's just like her idol AOC. All these fake arrests going on.
Because a puppet only works in the place that it's placed. It's just doing that because she's being told to. So she's a horrible actress, by the way. I think she went to the same acting school as Zelensky. So
well, one thing they got in common is all these people know how to make money. So maybe this acting school is teaching something. It's just not acting.
Yeah. And like the reason why we be so harsh on these people is not because we revel in being malicious towards these folks. It's because they are putting themselves out in front of everybody, demanding people do things for them, crapping on everybody they can, and like just being the most biggest hypocrites possible and trying to control the world. That's why they are getting this kind of treatment, because they have put themselves in the position to be criticized for the misdeeds.
Yep. Hey, truth hurts. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're gonna hear it how it is, and if you don't like it, maybe you should change yourself. But also at this economic forum, the Pfizer guy, he wouldn't talk about his shots and how he's known they weren't effective for so long, and he didn't want to comment. I wonder what that's about.
He didn't want to talk about how much money he's made off of it. He doesn't want to talk about the link between the COVID vaccine and strokes. He's just
he wants to protect his secret recipe. He's like, no guys, I have to keep it close to the vest. Me.
Yeah, because nothing will ever happen to him. I mean, we can all comment on this and say, well, this. Like, he could come out and say, like, oh, I knew it wouldn't work the whole time, actually. Like, yeah, I wanted to kill you guys. He could say that. Nothing will happen to him.
Yeah, right.
Let's be real here. It doesn't, like, he's smart for not saying anything, but if he did say something, it wouldn't hurt him. So,
yeah, no. Every government is involved, so it's impossible. Like, if he says something, they're all going down.
Yeah.
And so no one can do anything about it because, if he goes down, they all go down. So again, like, hey man, listen, we're not asking questions, wink, wink, nudge, and pretend to interrogate you, but you're fine.
Yeah, this whole event, like, it literally is full of nothing but evil, sick people. It literally is like Klaus Schwab, like this Pfizer guy, like all these climate protests. Like I almost want to go to this one of these years just to talk to these people, just to interview them, try to get them when they run out in the streets. Like, you know how much fun that would be just to mess with them.
Yeah.
You might end up missing. You
I
might
mean,
die.
I do and I don't because the amount of like demonic energy that's probably there, like, oh my gosh, keep
Oh
me
man.
as far away as possible.
Yeah, it's not a good spot
You
to be.
know,
Yeah. Maybe having second thoughts yet. Probably not a great spot to be because everybody there wants you dead. Um, Pfizer guy will probably walk up and just give you some shots while you're walking past him.
hey kid, just run the next.
Hey, you didn't get your shot? Here's 3
Shot yet?
boosters. Oh man. Well, I think that's enough of the evil event in Davos. So on the other side of this break, we got some more beef between Crowder and the Daily Wire, some hockey news, and couple other things. So we'll be right back.
The XM42 Flamethrower. Pick up your ultralight backpack for a longer burn time. Turn up the heat at your next bonfire. Get yours now on sale at warfieldarms.com.
So the debt ceiling, Kwan. I know you're like a financial advisor or something for the government, correct? You're like Joe Biden's financial assistant. You control his money. No, oh, I'm not supposed to.
No, I'm not. Absolutely not. I would never. I am not under any kind of NDA punishable by federal law.
Federal assassination, probably.
Yeah, no, no, nothing like that at all. No, nothing. But what I can't.
Guys, I hope you're watching there because I don't want to say it to get him in trouble, but he said something without saying
it. Anyway, yeah, the spending is ridiculous. I think this is like the second time within like the last 2 or 3 years where we have hit that ceiling again. And the question anybody is wondering is where does the money go? And if you pay attention to politics like we do, because we are very astute young folk, you know that most of it has gone to Ukraine, to Congress's pocket, to other political associates, to kind of bring the LGBT community to Middle Eastern countries, which is an awful idea to begin with. So basically, what I'm saying is that the money was all burned. Basically, it's all happened. We just as a nation, we burned trillions and trillions of dollars.
Yeah, that's true.
I almost literally, to a very not even metaphor anymore, like to a very literal extent of literally dropping off billions of dollars worth of equipment in Afghanistan and leaving it there behind.
Hey, don't worry, it's being put to good use now. I guess in some people's eyes, not ours. But hey, those terrorists got everything they wanted. Yeah, thanks to the big guy.
That's true. Legit, if the U.S. government just pulled out tens of trillions of dollars and put it on the White House lawn, and then set it on fire, I would not be as angry as I am right now. I would prefer them to just burn it than to have spent all the money on things that they have so far.
Well, luckily we have Republicans in the House right now that are saying that they are not agreeing to this unless he agrees to cut his spending. But okay, I have like a theory though.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So basically, if they don't agree to it, right, they're able to stop like Social Security for us, like all Americans. They don't get Social Security anymore. And I feel like that's just another way to like take from us and stuff like that. So I think that's like their, I think that's like one of their goals, to be honest. It's personal opinion.
Like Congress is in charge of the money. I think we like to blame the president. Actually should, because he's obviously overspending. But Congress has been also a big part of why we're overspending. And I think the fact that we now control the House is a great opportunity for us to reel that way back in. And I think it's going to be hard. I think it's going to be a lot of pressure, and I think a lot of Republicans will fold. Honestly, being honest with you, but it's really going to come down to us putting it up front and saying no. We are actually going to budget out properly this year, and we are going to cut a ton of expenses. everything foreign aid wise, cut it off immediately.
Yeah.
At least for a little while, because right now our house is on fire, and everybody's like, "Oh, cool! What's going on in China? What's going on in Europe? What's going on in South, I mean, in, Africa?" I'm like, guys, what about what's going on here? What about going on in
Yeah.
Chicago, in Compton, in New York City? What's going on in California with their homeless crisis? What's going on in Washington and all these other places where homeless crises, where there's violence, where there's death? What's going on with our people?
Yeah.
But that clearly they don't care about us. I can't talk anymore. I don't know what to tell you.
Come on, we need to help Ukraine, okay? It doesn't matter if our country is burning with it.
I'm having energy, guys. Ukraine. I don't know, like
so.
Guys, you know what? It's great with the House, but I got a problem with this certain senator. This spineless piece of crap, Lindsey Graham. Okay, this guy, dude, I don't know what kind of dirt Zelensky's got on your Ukraine. I don't know if they got some kind of pictures or videos of you that you don't want leaked. I don't know what dirt they got on you. But the fact that you're still over there taking photo ops with this clown, Zelensky, this actor, saying that we need to give him tanks is absolutely a joke. You are a spineless piece of crap. That's what you are. You are useless. You're not a Republican. You're not even a rhino. You're just a full-blown Democrat. Okay,
garbage,
like we are literally depleting our military. Like all different reports of different javelins and launchers and missiles and stuff. We are depleting ourselves and giving it to this war that we're funding. The reason this war is still going on is because of us, because our weakness and Joe Biden giving whatever and just praising Ukraine. Let's give Ukraine everything. And this loser, he's full blown going on with everything. It's like, no, we're not giving Ukraine tanks. They don't need tanks. Okay, yeah. Done. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, that's good. And
he's done. That's a good rant. That's good.
There's a way to handle this situation, but we have failed on every single last front. We could have prevented this war, and we could have ended this war. But no. Instead of focusing on Russia and putting our foot down with Russia, we're like, no. We'll just give our entire house over to Zelensky in Ukraine. Yeah. It's like we did not learn from Vietnam. We didn't learn from South Korea. We just like, you know what? Let's deplete all our money. Let's give all our resources to Ukraine. Let's show Russia that we are as weak as can be.
I don't even think it's about learning at this point. I think it's about just creating the next thing, the next horrible event that's going to happen, because not only does it keep people in fear, but it also opens the door for more human trafficking for everything.
Exactly.
It's just like creating the next thing.
Exactly. The thing about it is Americans, by and large, don't care about Ukraine anymore.
Yeah.
No one really cares anymore. Like, no, legitimate people are over it. People are on to the next thing. Yeah. There's a hashtag for a little while, and now people are focusing back again on Biden and gas prices and egg prices and food prices. People are feeling this economy hit them so hard, and people Joe Biden's like, okay, so what can I do to distract from that? Oh, Ukraine. Oh, this, that, and the other. I'm like, no, Joe Biden, you can't hide from what you have destroyed. You can't keep giving money to Ukraine and pretending like, no, it's gonna be okay and that we are still gonna follow that hype train. No, it's over. There is no more George Floyd. There is no more COVID. There is no more Ukraine. You can't keep hiding behind disasters. Yes, Democrats want to keep on hiding behind disasters. They let no tragedy go unused. And we're all tired of it. Even Democrats are tired of it.
Yeah. I mean, not to go too far off topic here, but Joe Biden's files that were found in his office were files on Ukraine. Joe Biden, when he was vice president, proposed to Obama to give aid to Ukraine. Obama said no. So if Obama had the brains to say no and Joe Biden wanted to, then this all links together with 10%, Hunter Biden. And this scandal is what the House needs to investigate, because everything's coming to light now more with the more files they find. But this all continues with what we're doing. We're still sending money over to Ukraine because Joe Biden's still getting a profit. It's a continuous cycle that will not have an end until someone does something about it. And we're no closer to it ending.
There is actually an interview where Joe Biden did a couple years ago where he bragged about how he blackmailed Ukraine into getting a prosecutor fired. And if they complied with what he wanted, he would authorize their payment and the payment.
Yep, I listened to that the other day. I heard that.
And no one listen. This man is literally admitting to blackmailing a whole country to do his bidding on TV. No one cares.
Yeah, and we could go so deep into the story because the 10%, which was around $50,000 per month, is exactly what Hunter brought in was exactly what he paid for Joe Biden to stay at his Wilmington house where all these secret documents were at. The exact same to the dollar. So hey, maybe I'm just a conspiracy theorist. Maybe it's just maybe rent costs 200 times the percent than it normally does for a normal house there. I don't know what's going on in the house. Didn't look like anything special to me, but who knows? I just wish we had that kind of spending power. Maybe I'll just raise my debt ceiling and just never pay it back because our elected
Right.
officials don't have to pay anything. They just spend, spend, spend. I wish I had that freedom. I really dislike these people.
Yeah.
No, really?
So somebody I like, Ivan Provorov, Flyer, hockey player. I know most people don't watch hockey, but I don't either. But he's a Philly boy, right? He's also a Russian, so hey, maybe Russia got something going. Yeah, he refused to wear the gay pride LGBTQ night, pride night, whatever it is, jersey for warm-ups. So props to him. He's a real one. He stood for what he believed in. Many of these athletes don't. And then when they do, they cave the next day. He didn't cave. So his jersey sold out. That's good for him. We just need more people to stand up and express what they believe in.
Yeah. And I never want to really judge these folks as far as kind of going along with the program because I understand what it's like to have a job and probably not to have a job that pays them that much. But it's hard to say no to like millions and millions of dollars. And it's hard to stick up against a program that has, and in a lot of cases, save some of these guys' lives. Like, these people who are athletes who grew up with nothing and became athletes. These were great opportunities for them. And I don't want to belittle them saying like, you were just some sheep. But like, at the end of the day, sometimes you do things for your job that you don't want to do. And so what I really don't like is when people stand up for themselves and then cave immediately afterwards. That's kind of what I like. If you want to cave, just cave at the beginning. Don't pretend like you have. Don't pretend like you can withstand it if you're not going to do it begin with. So either cave in and admit that. Say, hey, listen, I'm here for money. Admit that out loud. Be a man. Admit that, or say, no, listen. I control my own life. I don't care about the money. I'm going to pursue my values. Just honesty.
Yeah.
Hockey players are different though. They're a different breed.
That's true.
Hockey players don't do it for the money typically. They're not LeBron James getting paid $40 million a year.
True.
These guys are getting paid maybe $1 million, $2 million. And some of your star players get more, but like the average salary for hockey players is a lot less than other major sports. So these guys aren't typically. It's a lot to us. It's not a lot for a professional athlete.
Yeah.
So these guys aren't always out there for the money. And let's be real, most of the NHL is an American. Like you said, this guy's Russian. Okay, there's Canadians. They're tired of that American woke BS.
Yep.
It's just they had enough of it. He's like, I'm going to stand for my beliefs. I don't care what you Americans think. I mean, what's the worst they can do? They're going to fire him. His head coach is like, no, I'm not going to bench him. He didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether the organization punishes him down the road, that's to be determined. But like, I mean, what's the worst he can happen? He's going to go play in Canada. He can go play in Russia. Like, he's going to make money somewhere. Like, it's just you'd rather stand for what you believe in, and I'm glad he didn't back down.
I think that either way, this could have gone very well because either we're gonna praise him for his courage, which we should have, or he would be pointing out the hypocrisy of the whole tolerant left and LGBTQ nonsense. Like, respect everyone's personal and whatever, yada yada yada. I would have just pointed out, like, people like, oh, he doesn't wear the jersey for us, blah blah blah.
Well, yeah, and it was funny because you hear these talking heads in the media. It's like, well, the NHL says they stand for everyone, but this guy isn't going to support the LGBTQ. It's like, you're saying that he should go fight in the war against Ukraine. He should go back to his country. You're saying he should be banned or suspended for the season. You're saying he should be fired. So you're not standing up for him. You're saying he's not allowed to have his own rights and his own beliefs. So you're saying in one way you have to respect everyone, but you're not respecting him. You see how hypocritical that is? And like that's talking heads in the media. Like that's like NHL like experts saying that. It's like, dude, look in the mirror and just shut up. Listen to what you said. Respect everyone. Then you have to respect him. That's common sense here.
I think we should make them all wear shirts that say straight on them. I feel like we deserve to be recognized, with
Straight
people
night.
having families and stuff like that, having babies and
Yeah, and it's the thing, the left, their ideology doesn't make any sense, and eventually it just eats itself. To them, they're like, oh, we pick everybody except the people I don't respect. But for them, they have to make all these exceptions for themselves because they realize that what they're talking about is stupid, doesn't make any sense. And it's really funny to see that in real time. They're like, oh, damn, we said pick everybody except half the country. Actually, never mind.
They accept everyone in their community because they don't like straight people. They don't like people who identify as their own gender. They don't like anyone that's outside of this LGBTQ nonsense. They don't.
Yeah. And also, I don't think they understand what respect means. I think they lost their dictionary a long time ago. Obviously, they have no idea what word mean anymore. But respect isn't just saying, "Oh, I'm going to agree to everything you tell me." That's not respect. Respect is saying, hey, I respect you as a person enough to tell you the truth.
Despite our disagreement. Yeah.
Yeah. To talk to you. To try to understand you as an individual. It's not saying, oh, you told me this, I'm going to believe you. Like, oh, yeah, I'm going to accept your version of reality no matter what. That's not respect. That is called a hostage situation.
Yeah. You know, all I can say is I hope more people stand up for what they believe in and start speaking out against this crap. Provorov, you got a jersey sale on me whenever they get restocked. I'm going to buy one. You're my Philly boy. I got to support, you know, at least Philly did something right for once. Quan, I know you're not buying. I'm never going to wear it. I'm not going to a game. But hey, I got to support the guy, you know? So.
Yeah, I don't watch hockey and I live in Hokeltown over here.
Do you know what I want to happen? So. I want a professional athlete to wear one of their rainbow jerseys, right? And they make a speech about Genesis and about God and about Jesus and about the rainbow and the art, and say, guys, this flag means so much to me and my family. This is God's promise. And like have the whole entire NFL implode. That absolutely just fall apart.
Dude would be fired the next day. He would be unemployed. Oh man. Well, you know, somebody else that was standing up for, I guess, what they believe in is Steven Crowder. Quan, I know you were paying attention this morning. I heard his side. I didn't hear the Daily Wire side. So what are your thoughts on this Steven Crowder Daily Wire beef?
I think at the end of the day, it's between Jeremy Boring and Steven Crowder. I think there's a lot of other members of the Daily Wire who have spoken out about this, and a lot of people sounding off in other organizations and other groups and other people. And I think at the end of the day, it's between two decade-long friends who are having a public dispute. Mm-hmm. We can call it assault on the whole community. We call it this and other thing, and talk about Candace and Ben Shapiro, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's between two friends who had a dispute. And after listening to both their sides, it's very evident that they care about each other. It's very evident that they're close friends. It's very evident that this is not something that they both just enjoy doing. There's two friends who are genuinely disappointed in each other about something that they each said. And I think if you look at it from that point of view, it's easier to kind of understand where they're all coming from and kind of what's kind of going on and how that reflects the greater conservative community. Mm-hmm. I think people are very quick to pick a side and to go in on the other person, like, oh, then they're not a real conservative, or like, no, they're not a real conservative, like, oh, the person's evil about big tech, what have you. And it's very easy to kind of go at each other's throats as conservatives. And I think that's common whether you're in, again, these multi-million-dollar companies or even in these smaller group chats of your local social media teams.
Yeah, being so quick to react and pick a side too is definitely like a flaw in our side. Mm-hmm. That like needs to be addressed because people who have like an okay amount of followers, on Instagram, I'm like scrolling and they're already like reaction videos and whatever. I'm like, just chill for a second, please.
Yeah. It's 1 second. Hey, relax. Let's see how the story goes. And again, this is true. This is just the this is the smallest scenarios playing out on a bigger level. These are some of the two biggest voices in the conservative space. One of the biggest business owners of Daily Wire, the biggest platform for conservative speech, against one of the greatest comedians and talk hosts about conservative values, bumping head to head and trying to out conservative the other.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, what I found was on Jeremy Boring's side, it's about business, and for Steven Crowder, it's about not needing big tech.
Yeah.
They try to make it about the money. I'm sure money is involved. It's always is.
Yeah.
But for Jeremy, his point of view is, I am going to invest in a talent, and I want to make sure that I get my investment back. That is a perfectly understandable business call. When you invest in something, then you want to make sure that you are getting a return. And part of that return is making sure that your creators are eligible for monetization, usually through platforms like YouTube, like platforms. And that makes sense. He wants his creators to make enough money so that he can recoup his investments and make money back, so he can feed it into other considered programs. That is totally respectable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what Crowder is trying to say is that because of the nature of what we do, because we are fighting against this conglomerate of big tech, we cannot make our business models dependent on big tech. That when you start making these contracts that make you beholden to the rules of YouTube, what have you, then you're going to lose some individualism and you lose your ability to fight against these platforms because you are getting paid from these platforms. And then a response back from Jerry Boring is that may be a nice sentiment to say, but at the end of the day, these platforms are the only place that we can really have this wide-reaching voice. Rumble isn't there yet. Truth Social isn't there yet. These other platforms are not there at the level of Twitter, at the level of YouTube. So unfortunately, we are beholden to them to some degree in order to grow our business. So it's two really good points, two really good sides, but that is a hard topic to talk about, and especially as us as creators. It's like, how do we create content and profit off the content when we have these platforms who are constantly deleting us, constantly censoring us, constantly demonetizing us? How do we make our living? How do we grow our platform and our brand? And the question is, do we cave in a little bit to those kind of like rules so that we can start making money off of YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok? Or do we kind of go this independent route where we make no money at all of these platforms and try to find an alternative and build a business around it?
Yeah.
And so it's two friends on two different paths that both kind of make sense.
Yeah. And I agree with pretty much everything you said. I just have a problem with everyone picking sides, like we said. They're both right and they're both wrong. There's different parts of the argument they're both right and both wrong on. Obviously, if you're it's a business, so you have to make money to be willing to spend money on other creators. So I get that. I also get where Crowder's coming from, because hey, if it's a small, like if Crowder is like, you're not getting as much money, he's fine. If Daily Wire brings on some smaller creators and like we're still taking 80%, then I could see why he cares about the creator, because then you're penalizing a small creator. But at the same time, it's a business. So you have to make money. So I can see why both sides are fighting what they're fighting for. The problem is the conservative movement is picking sides when you should be supporting him. Like, hey, we can compromise somewhere in the middle and try to meet somewhere and have this conversation together and see what we can work out, instead of just going back and forth, making this an argument when it's not. It's like, you guys are friends. We should be able to talk this out and see what, I get what Crowder was doing. Was it necessary to release the phone call? I don't think so. I don't think I've ever recorded a friend. I don't know why that was what he did.
Yeah.
That stands out to me.
Yeah, I think he did it because he thought that he was kind of showing some kind of injustice. Which Crowder, I really believe that he's trying to be a very virtuous person. He's trying to be very transparent about, hey, listen, this is what I'm fighting against. But the fact that it's with a longtime friend changes things. And I think it's very easy to get into this political fighting mode of like always fighting somebody, always looking for the conspiracy, always looking for the enemy. And sometimes it's very easy to do that with your friends.
Yeah.
And so I don't fault him for wanting to try to bring attention to some issue that he really believes in. But I think him really thinking that about his friend, instead of just talking out with his friend more and like actually working out with his friend in a calm manner privately first, I think that was a big mistake on his part.
Yeah, big time. I'm like, go on, we have a phone call. I'm not recording you and then going to blackmail you and post it on YouTube. Be like, hey, this is my conversation with Quan. That like, I guess I kind of get what he was going for. I really don't. There's definitely better ways to, like, your friends. You could talk whenever you want. That's what you should have done.
Yeah.
And this party is so divided. We don't need any more division, any more headlines of, hey, Daily Wire and Crowder beef. Like, no, we don't need that. Just have the conversations.
Yeah. Also, again, like I feel for Crowder because, again, as creators, we can get banned, we can get demonetized at any time. any time of the day for what we say. And Crowder has been demonetized and banned and dozens of times. So I get what he's trying to say. Is like, hey, if you're gonna hire me and you can give me a contract and you know that I'm known for getting banned, I'm known for getting demonetized, why would you penalize me for something that is already baked into the cake?
Mm-hmm.
There's understanding, of course, it's business. Of course, you will make money back. But if you know that I don't play by the rules of YouTube to the point where I've been banned multiple times and demonetized for years, then why you're not baking that into the cake? I think when you are a conservative creator, you should bake into the cake the fact that you probably get banned and probably get demonetized. That makes sense. And I think that's true for a lot of other jobs too. Like, I worked a lot of jobs that were kind of seasonal. Where, certain times of the year, the business didn't do very well. But if they started slashing paychecks that then the time of year, that'd be a problem. Again, if he's doing his thing, then why is it his fault that YouTube is again being their big tech selves?
Mm-hmm.
Not really his fault. And again, I get what Jeremy said. He's investing almost $100 million in this guy. He wants to get profit. That makes sense. But they need to figure out a way to make that profit not solely on big tech.
Yeah.
Big tech can be a great boat to kind of get us all started and moving forward and reaching out to people. It makes sense. I get that. We do want to be on the platform because that's where the people are. Even Steven Crowder, even though that he again is demonetized, he still uses YouTube to get his messages out there and people watch him on YouTube. That makes sense. But we have to some degree understand, like, hey, yes, we use big tech for as a vehicle, but also they are the enemy, which is kind of a weird thing to do. Mm-hmm. It's awkward. Again, it's hard to fight while you're inside the house that you are kind of living in.
I think there is an easy way to solve this. Me and Austin, we leave. You bring them in here with you, and you just talk to them for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You just
Mr. Boring and Mr. Crowder, before we start, please give me your $1 million fees for starting.
Clipboard, fix his glasses.
So, Mr. Boring, how's your relationship with your mother?
Okay.
Guys, gentlemen, before we start this mediation, I'd like you to just kiss real quick. Just nice, manly kiss.
No, because I honestly feel like we're just making it like 10 times worse at this point. Instead of like just encouraging them to like, fight it out and just fix what they got going on, we're just like spreading so much hate within our own party. It's like disgusting. It's like what happens every single time, every single current event, every single everything.
Yeah, we just have two very passionate people who are in very, very powerful positions, and they are all full-time friends, and they are having a dispute. And that happens. Yeah. I wish Crowder didn't make it public, but now that it is, I think they just need to sit in a room together and talk. Clearly, Mr. Boring and Mr. Crowder have great respect for each other. That was very evident in their videos. And again, ignoring Ben Shapiro and all the other people on Daily Wire who were talking mad crap about Crowder, by the way. I think, again, it's just about him and their relationship. And I think that's what we focus on. And I think they need to talk. They need to talk.
So honestly, with most of these friendships too, people should stop talking about it when it's not their business, because we all know that they're just gonna, it's gonna blow over eventually and they'll be fine. So then you're just gonna look stupid because of everything you put out there.
Yeah. I wish people did that. That's not how things work nowadays. But Kwan, when you have this sit down, like get together with Boring and Crowder, can you get like, what's that razor brand, or there's like Jeremy's razors or something, whatever he's doing, get him to sponsor the show. I mean, if you're gonna like negotiate this like peace deal between the two, at least let's get something out of it for us,
Exactly. Jeremy Boring, listen, if you're watching this, we were happy to do a deal with you guys. Okay. Send us sponsorship. We will happily do a show. I'll record 180 episodes. I don't care. Let's do it. Let's iron out the details. Send us the preliminary review, and we'll go through it.
Yeah, and in your hypothetical situation where you said you get banned 12 times and then you lose money, I believe they were saying up to 80% of your deal. Well, we could put a name on this person. We could say it's Tao because she's been banned like 12 times. Yeah. So Tao, how would you feel if you were like, you signed this contract at Daily Wire and you got banned for the 12th time? I think we're coming up on 13 now, right? And they're like, we're taking 80% of your profit. Like, obviously you'd be upset, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So it just so happened we had somebody that's been banned 12 times here. I just wanted to, check in to
Yeah.
see how she would feel with that. But
Thank you for
I
the
mean, that's
little
that's
shout
the
out.
common answer.
Yeah, and like if I was a business person working with Talia, I would say, okay, if I'm going to invest in her, I need to have a plan to get revenue for when she's not able to do TikToks or whatever's going to happen. I need to make sure that my plan includes getting her to do her content in ways that still make us money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's say that she does get demonetized. I need to have a plan for that so that we are still making money instead of just like, oh, it's your fault. You should have followed the rules better.
The plan's TAL 17.0.
I'm taking 20% of the deal we gave you. I get it.
You say 17 or 70?
We can go 70.
You go 70.
I mean, you'll be there one day.
Yeah. But also, same man, I think Crowder, he's more of a individual player. And I think Daily Wire probably isn't for him. But yeah, like if he's going to be a part of that team, I think he would have to really be a part of that team and take some of that risk on with them. And I think that's totally fair. I think Jeremy is within his right to say, hey, you are not just going to be an employee. You are going to be like a part of the team. And so by part of the team, we want you to participate in some of the losses if things go sideways, which I think is somewhat fair.
Yeah. Well, they just need to put the beef behind them. They need to settle this before we unleash Kwan on them because they don't want that.
Yeah, they don't want that.
He'd have them straightened out real quick. Oh man!
So you guys call me up. I'll sit down and talk to you guys. I'll be that guy in the room on the couch with my glasses.
I can see him doing that for real.
Pull out my legal pad. Like so, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to work it out because I love them both. I love Daily Wire. I love Steven Crowder. I love his show. I think Steven Crowder, again, like to quote Jeremy Boring, he is one of the best, if not the best conservative talkers out there right now. One of the best comedians out there doing it right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, boys, get it straightened out. Retire this childish crap, okay? Done. We don't want to hear about no more.
Done.
Boring, figure out your contracts. Crowder, stop complaining about the contracts. Get it done. We're done hearing about it.
Yeah. Work on it together. Be friends again. Don't throw away 10 years over this.
Yeah. Well, that's all I had this week, guys. I think we touched everything. I think I had enough rants. I think I'll post a clip and get banned for it. I'll be like hell. So with that being said, I think we'll see everyone next week.
Remember to drink less coffee to combat climate change.
Facts.
Yes. Also, remember that exercise is racist, so cut it out.
Yes, sir. All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.
God bless.
Bye.
Cause we are family. Got Austin and Tao with me. Da, na, 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 na. We are family.